Hey everyone, it's Lindsay from Perfectly Bookish 5, and this video is going to be about my anticipated reads for the first half of 2024. I'm going to be talking about 11 books today. The first one comes out on January 1st, and that is Thief of Night by Holly Black. The first book is called Book of Night, and in this book you get our main character who is a con artist. There are lots of thieves in this story, and the cool thing is they could manipulate shadows. So there is a lot of magic within shadows, and our main character finds out about that and gets herself in some sticky situations, and there are secrets of murder. So I am interested in continuing on to book 2. I gave the first book 4 stars. Then on January 30th, House of Flame and Shadow comes out in Sarah J. Maas's series. House of Sky and Breath was book 2, which we're just coming off of. And in book 2, rebels are trying to take over. Our main characters are trying to figure out what they need to do because they're not the type of people to stay silent. There's a lot of different things going on. I did think book 2 was a little bit long, and book 3 looks just as long. But where we left off in book 2, there were people who either liked it or they didn't. I was still trying to figure it out. I know my friend didn't like it. I'm not going to say, of course, what it is that I am not sure about, but I will just say that I'm a little excited because I like this particular thing, but also I don't know if it takes away from this series identity. If you know, you know. But regardless, I'm excited to read the third book because I did enjoy the second book a lot more than the first. The first book I gave 3 stars, the second book I gave 4, so I hope it just keeps getting better from there. On February 6th, Bride by Ali Hazelwood comes out. And all I know about it is that the bride is a vampire, and then we have a groom, well, I think groom, didn't say groom, but just said the alpha werewolf. So I love that vibe, and I'm curious to see where the book goes with that. And I really like the cover of the book as well. On February 13th, we have Fangirl Down by Tessa Bailey. And Tessa's books are usually either hit or miss for me, so I hope this is a hit. It is sports related, a golfer this time around. Don't get many golf sports books, but there's a golfer and there's a girl who's always in the stands cheering him on. His game isn't that great, but she is always there believing in him, and all of a sudden one day he up and quits and he realizes, like, what did I do? So he goes to the fan and he tries to make a deal with her that she can be his caddy and to help pump him up and get his game back. On February 20th, there's Tempest of Tea by Hasfa Fazal. Sorry, I'm probably saying that wrong. I read her We Hunt the Flame, I believe it was a duology, and I enjoyed it. This is a duology as well. There's an orphan girl. Her and her group of friends get caught up in a heist with vampires. So that sounds really good. That is all I wanted to read and know about it, and I'm excited to read a new book by her. Also that day, Jennifer Armentrout is releasing Visions of Flesh and Blood, and this is a companion novel to the whole Blood and Ash and Flesh and Fire, the series. And I think you're going to learn some background and some other stuff of the two worlds. So it's not a story, but it's extra information about all of the books, which I have to catch up on anyway. On February 27th, Fate Breaker by Victoria Aveyard comes out. This is the third book in the Realm Breaker series. Our characters are all torn from each other because a lot of stuff was going on in the second book, but our main character has this spindle blade, the only one left in existence, and she has to battle, I believe it's the king and queen, but of course they're not going to go down easy without a fight, so it's trying to win the battle. Also That Day by Danielle Jensen comes out A Fate Inked in Blood. This is a first book in a new series. And there is someone who is in an unwanted marriage. She dreams of being a warrior. And then also one day her husband betrays her and she throws her in this battle to the death against his own son. While she's in this battle, I don't know if she does realize it or not, but she has a drop of goddess blood in her and this magic comes out. So now she has this magic and she has to learn how to use it and use it for the good to help the people, and all this stuff ensues from there. So that sounds really interesting to me. On April 2nd, Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez is releasing. And as I was reading the synopsis for this book, it sounds like the movie, I think it's called Good Luck Chuck. And we have a guy who word gets out after he breaks up with the girl, every single girl then finds her soulmate and goes on to live her happily ever after. So that is definitely a movie concept. So as I was reading, like, not original idea, but then it turns out this girl reads up about him and she has the same problem. So that's where we're getting a little different from the movie. The same thing happens to her, except then every guy she dates, he goes on to live his happily ever after with the next person after her. So they think by dating they'll be able to cancel each other out and then their luck will turn around for them. On April 9th, we have The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. There is a worker who has these little bits of magic that she does things here and there. Her boss finds out about this magic and she wants the magic used to up the family status. Then a disgraced secretary to the king finds out about this magic and he tries to take advantage of it as well. So using these little bits of power here and there turns into a lot bigger deal than she ever wanted it to turn into, and it's getting a lot more attention and stuff just kind of spirals out from there. Lastly is Mirror of Beasts by Alexandra Bracken. This is the second book of the Silver in the Bone series. This is coming out May 28th. There is no cover yet for this one as I am talking to you. Avalon is in ruins after the first book. The Wild Hunt just continues to wreak havoc all over the place, and the Lord Death is just creating a big mess. But there turns out there is a Mirror of Beasts that is supposed to trap the Lord Death. So our character is on the hunt for that to try to help everyone and save them from the continued havoc going on. So that is all I have for you for the first half of 2024. Let me know some books that you are excited for, or if any of the books that I mentioned you are really excited for as well. Thanks for watching.